let's try the Schumacher Fusion 21. Let's see how we get on. So as you can see, it started first time. Had trouble last time I took this out, but seem to have found a little bit of a knack, as I'll explain a little bit later in the video, of how I find it easy to start these things. Bear in mind, this is 20 odd years old or more. So we just take it out for a quick sort of spin around. I think my sort of knowledge of Nitro and how it should run is still limited. You can see it's a little bit smoky. So it's, I know they're supposed to smoke anyway, but maybe it's running a little bit rich. I put a hotter plug in it, so that's probably helped it. It sounds right once it's wound up. It does sound alright, and even though I said it runs hot, which I know it's going to, it wasn't excessively hot. I never actually brought my temperature gauge with me, so I don't know how hot it was running. And as you can see, it sounds alright. I mean, it's a bit unstable, which again I'll explain. There's two things. One I'll explain just later, second gear there, and one I'll do in a minute. I think, but it's too unstable. I think the brakes are binding when I sort of come off the throttle. It just makes it a little bit unstable once I'm off throttle. The unstableness of when it's normally driving, I think, was something else. Not sure when it happened, but yeah, which at the end of the video you find out why it wasn't quite it wasn't easy to drive in a straight line. But I was quite happy with the reliability and how it sounded and how it went. I think we just go off for a little bit more run here. Yeah, it sounds alright. It sounds quite crisp. I mean, we come back from one of those sort of long runs, and we better sort of read what it was at the top speed. So we've just got into second gear. Let's see what we've got. 41 miles an hour. It's the quickest it's gone. You can see that. But it got into gear 2, which has done that before. It's running quite hot. So I did try a couple of fly pasts, putting the camera down low. It wasn't quite at the perfect angle, and I slowed the video down here to try and get you some fly past shots where you can see the car. It does go past the camera and it looks probably a lot quicker than what it actually is going. This is only a £70 camera, so I'm not too... I don't want to break it unnecessarily. There's an acceleration as it goes away from us in slow motion. It sounds like a 4-stroke. So, well, it does when I was listening to that back. So I don't know whether I might. I suppose having some of the sounds better than no sound. But you can see it's very much. It's not particularly very stable at all. Once it lifts one of the rear wheels off the ground, the ball diffs are only very basic, and it spins that up at like 1,000,000 RPM. Doesn't do it much good. So it's sort of it's probably running rich as well. I mean, it's just difficult to hold in a straight line. Like most things, it's probably a bit of user error and setup. I mean, I did have this on the scales, but then I changed the shocks anyway, so it's just me fettling around. I've got another slow motion part coming up now. I'll drive past. We slow it right now. I've got it as slow as I can go on the video, so that you can get. Well, one is I can talk. It's only a couple of seconds long each clip. But you can see it's quite a lot of smoke there. I don't know whether it should be that smoky. A little little bit of a jump there, look, off the ground. I thought that looked quite neat. I mean, I'm no Steven Spielberg, but I just quite like looking at the detailing as we're whizzing about. I think it's up to the camera here. Maybe zoom off again. It's impressive, you know. It's kind of unfiltered power, isn't it? I quite like the kind of the process of having a nitro. It sort of adds that more realism. Got another sort of drive past here, I think. Slow it right down again. I think one of these we end up crashing, but I can't think if it's this one or not. No. So the camera isn't particularly high. It says 4K, but it can't catch such a small window to get a clear image. Something I might look into. I try to keep. Most RC cars don't look scale, you see, when they're being driven. Another little slightly spread crash, I think. Yeah, she went sideways and over it went. No damage apart from some scuffs on the bodywork. Carried on. It was still running as well, which is good. I was just trying to run it down on the fuel, get the fuel out of the tank, to be honest. Got another slow-mo here, I think, as well. In a minute. I'm just trying to think what I did. I just did some sort of close camera whizzing past the camera shots, really. Hope you can hear me over the sound of this Nitro engine, because it is quite loud. Another slow-mo coming up. So I think this is the last little bit. It's about as close to the camera that I could get. That's at skill level, I think. As soon as you come off the throttle, it spins. But I like the fact it leaves a lot of smoke behind. I hope the Green Party is not watching this. Maybe what I'm doing, me alone, is killing the ozone. But it won't be long before this is banned. Don't get political, please. Right, yeah, so a couple of more sort of drive pasts. Sort of, and then that was it. Fusion 21. Yeah, it goes really well. It doesn't handle that well, but I'm going to check the speed. 36 miles an hour. Hello? What's going on? .36. I did 42 earlier on, and I got 36. Definitely needs a lot more doing to it. So I will thank you for watching, thanks for listening, and bye for now. So that was the running of the Schumacher Fusion 21 Nitro. I'm sort of holding the camera at the moment on my phone. I haven't got it on the tripod. So we had a top speed of 41 miles per hour. We just about made it into second speed. Car was very unstable, and it got worse as I used it, and I realised why. There was something which came off, which I'm going to show you now, which I didn't realise. But yeah, very reliable. Started first time. Found a bit of a knack to starting it up, if I'm honest. Rather than sort of pumping the fuel through using the sort of the spindle there, and the sort of the roto start, I decided, so I just removed that pipe, and going back to my Rotax Max days, you had to pressurise the fuel tank. So it's probably a normal thing that everyone knows. I wasn't aware of that. So you just blow into that hose,
forces fuel up through there into the engine, into the carb, and it starts. So it doesn't take much at all. So that'll be going forward any nitro. That's what I'm going to try anyway. But what went wrong with this? It's to do with this wheel. I'm just going to zoom round. So zoom round, pivot round, and the bottom of the shock. I'll try and hold that and show you at the same time. Yeah, this bottom of the shock wasn't attached, so the bottom ball joint had popped off, the actual ball joint on the wishbone, and made it very unstable. I don't know when it happened, but it's pulled itself out, so I'll have to put that back on before obviously I'll try it again. We've still not got up to the gear 3, so the third speed, as you can see there, it's got 3 speeds, so yeah, very impressive. I like that. So 41 mile an hour, not bad for a over 20-year-old Nitro, and it's an original state, so onwards and upwards, as they say. So next time we'll probably try and get it a little bit stabler so it can be kept on power, and try and use the gear 3. I mean, I changed the shocks all round. Actually, these shocks, you notice, well, I don't know if you do notice, but they're actually not from the Fusion 21 sort of era. They're actually off of an RS4 Nitro. Is it HPI? Is it HPI? It's the ones that make all the Savage and all that kind of malarkey. So they're off the road-going car, the HPI RS4 Nitro. They normally come in 2 and 3 speed. So I bought a set of them shocks and just see if they fit. They do. Obviously not as well because that one's come off. So anyway, that'll be it for now. Thank you for watching. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.